Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody to the Sagi Fogwe podcast. I am excited. I am super, super excited today. This is going to be a special one. If you're joining us right now, start sharing the video, inviting people. If you love somebody and you want them to hear this information today, make sure you share the link so that they can jump on and not miss out on the information today. Again, I'm welcoming everybody. And the reason I'm shouting at the top of my voice is because this show today is a special one. I know that I've been given a preview on social media, coming soon. Big things are coming in the pipeline. Watch out. And finally, those big things are here. And I'm not going to do this by myself. And so I want to make sure that you are ready for who is on my show today. I'm shaking. I'm literally shaking because I have a legend. I have someone with me who's in the virtual studio. I get to actually sit close to him today. We're doing this thing in a special way. We're not doing it from two different ends of the planet. We're doing it live and together and in this virtual studio. But the person I'm about to bring up here, he's a mentor, he's a coach, he's a father, he's a husband. He's one of those people that has been in the industry and is doing some wonderful things and has led so many people in the industry. And the reason we're having this conversation today is because we are particularly zooming in to healthcare professionals. Healthcare professionals, if you're wherever you are, stop what you're doing and you need to listen to the conversation today, because we want to make sure that we're empowering this group of individuals, because you are out there doing so much for so many people. Who's taking care of you? We want to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. I'm one of you. And we remember to take care of everybody around us. We make sure everybody is doing well. We make sure that everybody has what they need. But do we have what we need as healthcare professionals? So that's the conversation we're about to have today. And so I don't steal the thunder, I'm going to bring him to the stage. I'm so excited. So the person I'm bringing up here is no other person than Mr. Levi Mboni, aka the grandpa, aka the leader of the Wakanda nation, aka the Black Panther. What else can I say? He's right here by my side in the flesh. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Sagi. Thank you so much.
Welcome for being here. And it's one of those conversations that has been brewing. This conversation it's been brewing in the background. We've had it in little rooms. We've talked about it, but now finally we want to have this conversation with everybody here. So before we go into it, not everybody knows you, sir. So please introduce yourself.
Well, thank you so much. My name is Levi Mboni. I am the founder right now of the healthcare division of GFI. I am the executive chairman of GFI, formerly a hospice nurse, transitioned from healthcare to wealthcare over the last 12 years. Basically, being a former nurse, I understand the struggle that nurses go through. I understand the struggles that individuals in the healthcare in general go through from an economic standpoint. And so our biggest goal today and the upcoming days is to see how we can help individuals in the healthcare profession gain financial independence.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
So what are those things when you were a hospice nurse? What are some of those things that got you thinking that it was necessary to know a little bit more about financial literacy?
Good question. When you are in the healthcare profession and you're doing aggressive treatment all through, the chances are very slim that you know exactly what people are going through from an economic standpoint. But after a few years in the ER and an oncology unit, I settled up as a hospice nurse because it's slow pace with hospice nurses. We have conversations that were beyond medicine. And so we talk faith, finances, and everything. When it came to finances, most of the individuals that I was talking to were full of regrets because some of the things they were told, some of the strategies they were using, end up not taking them where they actually wanted to be from an economic standpoint. And so as I talk to more and more people, I realize how much of a gap is between where they are in actuality and where they thought they were going to be financially. So I start seeing myself through these individuals. But from the other side of the spectrum, that I was fortunate to be exposed to individuals that were doing well economically. And in questioning both people, I realized that what created that huge gap was financial literacy. And so my quest to learn money increased every single day. Eventually, I landed in the financial, on a financial platform. And for 12 years now, all I do is try to bridge that gap.
So we're bridging the financial literacy gap, basically.
Correct.
Why should someone who has built a career in the healthcare industry, whether you're a nurse practitioner, physician, pharmacist, occupational therapist, physical therapist, you name it, in the allied professional space, why should someone who has spent that much time in school turn around and learn about financial literacy?
Good question. You see, at the end of the day, we need to be asking the long-term question. It's great we had a career, but the focus on most people is to get economic stability with that career. And so if you look at the healthcare space, there's so many people that dedicate time, energy, and effort helping others. They're helping individuals that are medically vulnerable. Now, the truth about it is that the vast majority of the community are financially vulnerable as well. So even though they look at it as a complete change of career, I don't even consider it that way. I'm just saying that you're still taking care of people in the community, except that you're taking care of people in two different sectors, right? In the medical sector, we're taking care of people that are medically vulnerable. In the financial world, we're taking care of people that are financially vulnerable. And so I don't even talk about people doing that jump. I want them to understand what is going on. When they fix their own personal finances by being affiliated with us, then it becomes a crusade. It becomes an internal crusade for them to go help others. Because for me at this point, I wish people could know what I know. That's what my crusade is. I wish people could know what I know. And so I'm telling individuals that it's okay to have a profession, but if you look at long term, let's do the maths. If you have 20 years to work, 15 years to work, and you're making $200,000 to do 150, I don't even know what they pay in the healthcare sector now. You're looking at 20 years. If you're making 150,000, you're looking at $3 million. That's the maximum you can earn before you retire. But that $3 million, it's the cap.
Yeah.
And with the inflation in our community today, $3 million just, barely can feed your bills. And so understanding that you can use those same talent, those same skills that you acquired in the healthcare and channel a portion of it in the financial industry, and then have, when I say unlimited income potential, people will not understand. But then you have so much flexibility and income that you can do more. That'll be a reason why somebody needs to dip their toes in the financial industry.
And a lot of people will be nervous. Again, I mean, and to add on to what you just said, you have to put that mask on before you try to help somebody else. Like I started saying, we help ourselves. We help a lot of people, but we don't think about helping ourselves. But if you get that literacy to yourself, then you can pass it on to somebody else. But then some people get concerned. They're like, is this getting a whole new degree? Am I going in for this big PhD certification again to do this?
Well, it's simpler than you think. You see, and I feel those individuals who are worried about transition or taking another thing because their plates are full. Let me explain this. If your plate is full, it's definitely because you are trying to get more. But what if your plate is full, yet you're struggling economically? Our goal here is to reduce the amount of stuff on your plate and increase the income that comes with it. And so it's not a new degree. You're not going to go to any advanced degree. I remember when I was studying for my nursing degree, it was almost like, no, that is not the case. As a matter of fact, individuals take 2 days here or 3 or 4 based on how serious they are to obtain a basic producer's license with their state that now help them or allow them to help individuals in the financial space. One thing I want to make sure you guys know is that the financial ecosystem is broadband. And so you must be thinking financial advisor, stockbroker, and all of that with a serious license and all of that. No, 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 no. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about you coming online, reviewing a small piece of material in 2 days, 3, obtain the producer's license with your state, but that same license allow you to do so much in the financial space, not necessarily being a financial advisor. And the economic benefit that comes with that, I don't think it has any reflection of the certification. Because my nursing certification, which I put in years in college to get, could not pay me 1/10 of what the basic license obtained in the financial space is paying. So, answer your question, absolutely not. It's not going for, another massive degree or stuff like that.
Yeah, and one thing that again nurses worry about a lot is about the leadership. Like leadership, where in their different settings. Is that something that people can look forward to being different in this space, like leadership, mentorship, and things like that?
Absolutely. I mean, in the hospital setting, even though, in the hospital setting, in most healthcare facilities, we deal with management. Management set the rules and we have to comply and follow. In the financial space, you're dealing with leadership, people that have done exactly what you're looking at doing, and you're just walking that path. You're following their footpaths. And so, you're coming here expecting that leadership is going to pull you, which is exactly what we do. And if you find any successful person, irrespective of the career, especially in the business space, credit is always going to mentors. It's always about mentorship. I'm a hospice nurse. I don't know so much about business or nothing at all about finances, but because I had mentors in the business space, I was able to do a whole lot more. And so if you're one of those that understand mentorship, or you don't, will guide you to understand mentorship, that leadership brings mentorship. And that mentorship is guiding you walk the path they've already walked, except that they help you do it faster because you don't have to go through the same errors that we did. So I'll take an example here, guys, that it took me 7 years from transitioning from the healthcare into wealthcare. It took 7 years after that to make my first $1 million in the industry. And the people that I was mentoring now are doing it in 3 and 4 years. Why? Because they don't have to go through the same mistakes that I did. And in healthcare and management, there are systems designed for you to make money for the corporation. and leadership has little or nothing to do with that space.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference. Why incomes here or the potential to earn is uncapped, because leadership just keep stretching and taking you to higher levels.
Yeah, and it's not dog eat dog, or as they say in the nursing field, like nurses eat their young, where you come on and your preceptor sets you up to fail so they can yell at you, or they pull you into the principal's office to talk to you because you messed up something so you wouldn't get your 25-cent raise. It's not like that. I mean, I can speak from experience having the best mentors. He's one of mine, and one of many mentors that you can pick from many mentors. If you don't like him because he's so dark, you want somebody who's a yellow banana, whatever it is, you can pick. I mean, it really, we're in an industry where you seek that mentorship. You actually go out and you see something in someone, you admire it, you want to emulate what they're doing, and you reach out to them and you get that mentorship. Mentorship is a big thing for me personally, because it's all about leadership development. You're not just wanting to be a leader by yourself, but you want leaders around you, because how many people can him by himself mentor or train? He has to grow leaders. And so if he sees that in you and he wants to actually, mold you into a better leader, you can be whatever you want to be in this industry. And all you're doing is bringing that professional background that you already have into this space. So my next question for you is, why are we making a big deal about this right now? Why specifically healthcare workers? Because people are out there. I'm a lawyer, I'm a CPA, I'm this. Why are we only talking about healthcare workers? And tonight is the night when we're launching it, and I'll pull up the flyer here in a little bit. Why specifically healthcare workers?
Good question. Being one of them, or former, I can tell you that healthcare professionals in general dedicate their lives in taking care of others. This is the truth. Somebody leaves super early in the morning, leave their kids, leave their family. They're required to clock in on a unit at 6:45 a.m. in the morning, and they're going to stay there for 12 hours. They don't even clock at 6:45 p.m. They have to clock at 7:30 p.m. because of the transition of, care. They literally, by the time they get home, they're pooped. They're completely, they're out, and they're thinking about the next day. And so this individual not only taking care of these patients, but they're dealing with family dynamics at the same time,
Yes.
which is more difficult, and they're not compensated for that. And so we're trying to give a chance now where we can give back to these healthcare workers. Not only we appreciating what you're doing with the patients, but we're seeing that how can we uplift you from an economic standpoint? What if the services that you are rendering had the potential of unlimited income? We will not even bother you in that space anymore. But because you're giving so much and less, we're trying to help. Now, why are we highlighting this today? Is because we've scanned through the industry. Like, Misagi said, everybody is thinking about their profession, their career, and this. And nobody is dedicating time in taking care of those who are already serving. And that is our focus here, that we are going to focus on healthcare professionals. Yeah. And so the reason why we're highlighting this today is because we have two major events coming up that we want to have healthcare professionals participate. Number one, thank you for putting the flyer up. We're having a mixer tonight, 7 to 10 p.m. Central at the Thompson Hotels right downtown Houston. Most luxurious place you want to be, right? We're giving them a treat to have a taste of what it feels like when you have freedom, right? Guys, there are two things you need to acquire or achieve in life. Number one, you need to achieve time freedom. When you can control your time, everything else starts falling in place. And number two is control your income, your finances. Because once someone else is controlling your finances, they control everything else by your life. Just so you know, I take for example, if they control how much they pay you, It means they control the kind of neighborhood you can live in. It means they control the kind of house you can buy, you can live in. They control the kind of cars you can live in, you can drive. They control the kind of schools your kids can go. They literally control the kind of vacation you go. They control the kind of gift you can make into the community because they control your income. And so tonight we're giving people a chance where they can have control of both time and income. So come mingle with us. We have food and drink. It's going to be fun and music. Come, and it doesn't matter if you're leaving from work and you're coming into with your scrubs. We welcome you.
Yep.
We acknowledge that. We welcome you. We want you to come mingle with us and understand exactly and get some of those cloudy questions on your mind addressed. And not only that, we're following with another big event just in a fortnight in the DMV area, in the Maryland area. We're having a healthcare financial literacy workshop in Columbia, Maryland, October 4th, looking at this flyer. So if you know healthcare professional in the whole of DMV area, I mean DC, Virginia, and Maryland, please send them a copy of this flyer. Invite everyone. It's going to be a red carpet event.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be, you guys know, we nurses do, healthcare professionals do like to have fun. But the nature of their work sometimes doesn't give them that freedom of time. And I want to make sure you understand that our business model, our business formula is based on 5F. So it's faith, family, finances, fitness, and fun. I promise you will highlight the fun part of it well. So come mingle with us tonight and
next week.
And next week.
Yep. So we're not. This is going to be a big deal, guys. If you were hesitant, if you're in the Dallas area, I drove from Dallas and I'm already here in Houston. If you were still hesitating to come to Houston, please make it here because you don't want to hear it from someone else. I know what it means to be in a small room and hear some information. And I go back and try to relate it to somebody else, but I can't. I can't relate it to them. They can't even begin to understand the information the way I heard it. So don't wait for somebody to come and water down the information and tell you something that they think they heard, but which wasn't what was actually related in that room. So if you're in the Houston area, do not miss tonight. Come as you are. We will take you. We won't judge. We listen. We don't judge.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, in Maryland, I'm sure those of you see my social media, you're already tired of me, but I'm going to bombard you with more. It keeps coming up every 2 days, coming up. I've already been, posting about the Maryland event. So come out, guys, and don't miss these events. And then I'm going to ask Coach here to talk about the plan because yes, we're launching tonight, but it doesn't end tonight.
No,
it doesn't end tonight. What is in the pipeline? Just without putting all our cards on the table, yeah. What's the plan?
So, guys, we're talking about having a financial literacy workshop for healthcare professionals. This is not one of those things where you come in, they hype your energy, motivate you, and then that's it. No. We have a series of classes designed, taking an educational approach completely. And those are designed to help you, uplift you from an educational standpoint about your personal finances, help you every single step of the way to get what I consider to be retirement by design. Some of these things that we hear them as if they're throwing phone numbers actually do exist. Being a hospice nurse, one of the biggest things that I saw in my 9 years of being a hospice nurse is that most people are full of regrets at the end of life. Why? Because usually when it boils down to this is it, people finally accept because the pathway everyone is going to follow anyway. Mm-hmm. But what they're really challenged with is the impact on the lives that they're leaving behind. And that impact in most cases is not only where they wanted their families to be. And so the way that we're designing this educational series is to make sure that we uplift you financially. We help individuals acquire more assets with the same resources that they have. And that's why they say applied knowledge is power. And then we help them secure and preserve that. If you pull 10 healthcare professionals and ask them, every single one of them, if they have a living trust, just as an example, if they even understand or they know the difference between a living trust and a will, most of them, the answer is no. We want to make sure we put things in place with adequate education to make sure that they have their finances in order. And so that is why people need to consider not only tagging us, but follow us through this series. It's not a one class thing. We need a minimum of about 3 different sessions for somebody to think to say, I get it. And so doing this in tonight is just a launch where, you know, we interact, we get to know you, you get to interact with other healthcare professionals, with those that have already made that move, and see, you know, speak to them, interact with them, ask your questions and see what they're feeling and how they're doing it, how they manage. And then next week, we're going into in-depth now into those series. So tonight, all we're doing is giving you the skeletal structure and breaking the ice on this, right? There are basic things that you're going to as well be exposed to tonight that will give you reasons why you need to have that financial checkup. So we look forward to having you in our 3 classes. We're going to do this in multiple cities, by the way, right? We're going to do this. We're just launching it in Houston today. Why? Because we look up and Houston is the 4th largest city by population in the United States, right? Close to 5 million people living in the Houston metropolitan. That is huge. How many healthcare workers do you think are taking care of these 5 million people? Who knows the answer? How many healthcare professionals do you think combined are taking care of these 5 million people? You will get that answer tonight when you come over at the Thompson Hotel.
Well, Coach, we don't want to keep these people here all day, and we don't want to give them too much information and have them in information overload. But to say that I'm honored and privileged that I got to host you to do this intro, to talk to people and just give them a tip of the iceberg, but more to come. Guys, this is going to be huge. Healthcare professionals out there, if you were looking for something that was going to make you feel special, this is it. I know I'm going to feel special with this. You guys already see my title, the Health and Wealth Queen. I've been calling myself that for months already. The queen is in the house. There's only one queen, just kidding. but guys, this is going to be huge. So if you're not here in Houston and if you're not in Maryland, this will come to a city near you at some point. We will come to you. So you're going to hear about this multiple times. But before we go, any last words for the community, for the audience, just something that you want people to take away from this today?
Absolutely. Guys, one thing I'll say is take that leap of faith. Everything that you think of that will make you not get here tonight is the same reason why you need to get here, right? I know you're thinking of traffic. You can make that traffic today, you avoid traffic the rest of your life. I don't deal with traffic. Why? Whenever traffic is for employees, they're compelled to leave work at a specific time and deal with traffic going home. They're compelled to get to work at a specific time, so they deal with traffic going to work. Entrepreneurs don't have to deal with that because they make their own calendar. Remember, I told you about having control of your time. So deal with that traffic tonight to come here to learn how you're never going to deal with traffic anymore, right? If it is whatever that it is, those questions, is that one of those things? Why don't you come check it out and make that judgment for yourself? And so we invite you to take that leap of faith like I did 12 years ago, and show up and mingle with us and many other healthcare professionals and see how we started part-time and what we did to be able to transition. And you don't have to transition. But listen, irrespective of what division you are in healthcare, all of those professions are going to be here. We're going to have a ton of nurses over here. We're going to have a bunch of doctors in pharmacy over here. We're going to have a bunch of physicians. Some of them are flying in and out of state, right?
Yeah.
Surprise. We have a bunch of them. We have some flying out of Boston, Massachusetts today, some flying out of North Carolina. Those in this area, they're all going to be here tonight. About our allied health, right? We have a respiratory therapist flying from San Diego, California. So we have a bunch of different healthcare professionals here tonight. So irrespective of your area, you're going to find people to connect with and relate to, and maybe create relationship with them to continue to answer some of those questions that you have on your mind. Let's kick fear out and welcome faith as we move forward.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having you. And the one, we call him the king of IMA, immediate massive action. So whatever your IMA is today, take it. And until next time, thank you so much for joining the Sagi Fogwe podcast today. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Be blessed.